Hi, I'm doing Paul McWhorter's Arduino R4 lessons and I'm up to lesson number 69. I left a comment on the lesson saying that I was also doing the lessons in using Laura, and with Laura I could just use any character as the field separator. Then I thought, well, you can actually do that with Paul's program, so I just want to show you what I did. Now this is Paul's program. I've done a couple of cosmetic things on it, like I'm using an F string there, and I'm not using a hard-coded IP address, but apart from that it's exactly the same. So I will just run it. I'll explain what I did over there. I made a tiny little change to Paul's Arduino program, so we'll run it. It says enter data string, right, 1, 2, 2, 3, and I'm putting a trailing comma. And when you look over here, received 1, 2, 3, comma, and then it's 1, 2, 3, just as you'd like it. Right, we'll try 1, semicolon, 2, semicolon, 3, semicolon. And again it works. I'll clear that, and you can go hello, comma, world, comma, 1, 2, 3, semicolon. Oh, all sorts of rubbish you can put in there, and then a comma, and see what happens there. And it doesn't care that you're putting all sorts of rubbish, it's just treating that last character as a separator, so it's dividing it up. So it's hello, comma, so that's the first one, world, comma, that's the second one, then it's 1, 2, 3, semicolon, dollar, pound, and then that's the end. So that seems to be working perfectly. Now Paul has put in a \n as the end of what's it, so I wondered what would happen if I put in \n. So I'm putting in 1, 2, \m, comma, space, hello, comma, space, by, comma. What will that do? So I need to move that down. It doesn't care. It does not think, ooh, that's a \n. And I think the reason, oh, and then it goes space hello, then it's space by. Everything's working perfectly. And it doesn't go, ooh, what have you put in there? I believe because Arduino is looking for the character of \n as opposed to the string of \n. So that all works pretty well. So I'll just clear that. And you can even just use a space as the delimiter. Hello world, how are you? As long as you remember the space at the end. There. Hello world, how are you? Brilliant. And you could actually use something ridiculous like hello A, world A, whoops, A, and that's just treating A as the delimiter. So that all seems to be working jolly well. I will stop that and go over here, and I will explain the pathetically simple thing that I did to it. I'm not using secrets because I can't be bothered. Everyone knows my password anyway, and no one can get access to our Wi-Fi because the walls are too thick. So down here, down here, down here, not changed anything down there. It is just the split string. Now what have I done here? A bit of cosmetic things. It didn't need int j, so I've just changed that to int I. and index count equals index count plus 1. I've just used shorthand of plus plus and plus plus there, and apart from that I've only changed, I think, 2 lines or something. Now Paul here was saying my string equals my string plus backslash, no, not backslash, plus colon. But I don't need to do that because I've put it in, I've added it onto the end in the Python program. So I got rid of that. So all I've done is I've got char called split char, and I'm taking the last character of that string, which, as you remember, I was putting a trailing comma, a trailing space, a trailing whatever. So that is a split char, and there, as opposed to Paul was going, if my string blah 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 equals colon or comma or whatever, I'm just looking for the split char, and it jolly well works, as you saw. Now that is if you're just using this Mickey Mouse program to input a string, but in the real world you might be writing something and you've got various fields that you're sending it. You might be sending it a color, you might, an RGB color, so it could be 255, 0, 255, and then you could be sending something with an exclamation mark or whatever. But when your program, when you on this side, on the client side, when your program has got all the things ready to send, like you might have 5 fields, you then need to decide what your separator ought to be. And the easiest thing to do, rather than putting it in the program and thinking, oh rats, they've put in a semicolon, what do I do now? If you kind of go through and you try a comma, and you go through all of the fields, and if a comma isn't in any of those fields, you can use comma. But if it is, you try something else. You try a colon, you try a asterisk. I mean, if you went through them, and so that you, as a programmer, you don't need to know what the delimiter is, and separator, not delimiter, separator is, and in the Arduino program you don't need to know what the separator is, it just knows. But of course it would make more sense if you're going through saying, oh, I'll try that character, I'll try that character, I'll try that character. It would be sensible if you didn't start on A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, because they're likely to be in there. So that's my program.